Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another video, and these are the 3 reasons why you should start creating. And creating will give you a bunch of freaking things. Obviously we could talk about the more common things: goals, understanding, visions, and to be able to do certain things that are usually impossible and usually not possible to people who don't start creating. And it can connect you to many different fields. It's not just about content creating or history or documenting or editing or management or administration or marketing. There's a bunch of avenues in different categories and different fields that you can really dial down, and this is why you should start creating. And those things will honestly give you damn truck is making all this damn noise. That's what happened when you record 9 in the morning. So but like I said, it gives you a bunch of different things. But let's get out the little nitty-gritty details of like the small stuff. Obviously I already talked about goals and visions and things that can connect you to, and different fields it can categorize in certain things and certain concepts. But one of the things that you should really be looking at is mind and knowledge. Mind and knowledge gives you a bunch of different things, and honestly pretty self-explanatory. Something not too really crazy and something not too really out there to be like, I think he's tripping, Another thing is actually networking. Being more creative and start creating stuff can open doors to a bunch of opportunities to network with people. So also another good concept. But here, let me give you 3 reasons why you should start creating. And we're gonna use OBS for this one. So a very different new production style for the video. So I hope you guys like it. I'm planning to make more videos in this concept and like my old concept. So don't fret if that's what you prefer, my old style of videos. I'm gonna mix both of them in and hope you guys like it. But yes, the first reason is actually purpose. And I already touched upon this a little bit, but purpose gives you something to look forward to, which is pretty self-explanatory. But I think a lot of people do need that when it comes to certain mindsets and certain things and certain concepts in their life. Like today's age, damn, another car. What the frick is going on out there? But yes, in today's age, a lot of people are addicted to like TikTok and short form content, which is nothing. I think it's pretty damn wrong in my opinion. Like all the levels in your head, the hormones, all that stuff, you're messing all that crap up and all this other stuff. But if you start creating your life, you become the creator, not the consumer, which allows you to have a more flexible and understanding of the concept and to break that bad habit. And honestly, you feel 10 times better and stuff like that. But being a creator is not always good. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it's the best thing ever, which it is in my opinion. Start creating stuff is honestly the best thing ever. It leads to many different roads and many avenues, and it just allows you to be more in control of your life. But this also leads to more practical things too, not just like philosophy and mindset, which are all very important, but also leads to more systematic and practical things, like I just said, which is learning a skill and an art form that uses creativity to create untainted purpose. So another form of purpose, but a more logical and a more systematic way of going about it. This could connect to school and certain concepts that you can learn, whether you're in college, high school, or even middle school, whoever you are. This also could connect to education and knowledge as well. This will allow you to understand certain things and control certain things, and honestly could be a good skill and a good ability to do these type of things, to have an untainted purpose towards those skills, art forms, or abilities. Another thing is eagerness to work. Whatever you do. Obviously for me, in my example that I have on the Google Doc here, is working on my clothing brand. I've been working on my clothing brand for 7 years, 4.5 years actively. Actively means money, means making money. But yes, that just did not come out of nowhere. Of course, I love the game. I love clone brands. I love arts in that way. But to be able to create something and that you truly like and truly have passion for gives you untainted purpose. Do you think any normal person will sit here for 7 years and for the first 3-ish years not make money off anything and spend a bunch of freaking money on things? I started my clothing brand 7 times and I failed it 6 times. So not a lot of people can go through something like that. And obviously, when I finished it, it gives me fulfillment. And that's what I have right here on the document. Gives you fulfillment and true satisfaction in yourself. And that's 100% very true. Like, I don't think people understand that. People always say like egotistical or whatever, or he's just like, you know, he makes money or whatever, or he just does what he does. But I don't think people understand that that comes from confidence that oozes from satisfaction and also fulfillment. Fulfillment is what I think true happiness comes from. Now that's your own opinion. I think there's short form happiness and long term happiness. Of course, I'm talking about more long term, something that gives you purpose. Like I said here, purpose. And I think fulfillment is just that. So if you're able to reach and get fulfillment this way, I think it's already enough reason to start creating in your life. But if you need more to it, let's go to the second reason. The second reason is better habits and skills. It teaches you better habits that lead to success in many different categories of life, as I speak of before. Of course, those are more practical and more fuzzy in the air. You know, obviously those things are more concepts of something that's less physical. So let's talk about something physical. Creating your life will also give you an understanding about how other people do things, whether it's working out or whatever it's creating something with your hands, whether it would be like a cardboard box, a cushion, or a wallet. These things can give you a physical demanding attributes, and also like any type of skills that you need for any typical job, typical business, typical life, anything like that can categorize it into many different categories. As I said here on the document, many categories. Now, I have a few skills and habits that I have on screen now. Understanding, problem solving, consistency, embracing failure, curiosity, self-reflection, adaptability, and more. I already talked about this countless times from many different fields and different avenues and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm on repeat because I can't stress enough that like being a creator rather than a consumer allows you to embrace many different categories. And one of those categories for myself was curiosity leading to new habits. For example, new hobbies, new passions, new art forms, new everything. And it just allows for more substance to my life, character in a sense, you know. Like, for example, if I had to describe it in game words, you know, like video game terms, for example, it's like acquiring a new skill or learning a new fighting style or applying a new buff to your weapon or whatever. Those are the same concepts like skills and habits from creating in your life. Obviously, this leads to and myself when it comes to self-reflection, which is another skill you can learn from creating, which allowed me to improve relationships with people. So have you ever played like Skyrim? You know how they have the speech skill? Yes, if you start creating your life, you actually will legit learn how to do the speech skill in real life. It has the speech 100, and you can convince people to do things. And it's like, yeah, that can legit happen when you start creating your life. So honestly, if you love Skyrim and stuff like that, and you love the speech skill, so you can actually acquire that in real life, which is insanely crazy. But yeah, that's just mine, but also connects to many different categories. I know I have a good friend of mine, and he actually started creating in his life, and he got closer to God. He's a Christian, so he always says that he started getting closer to God when he started creating and started preaching and all those other things. And it's like, if you're religious and that's the type of person you are, or whatever, yeah, you can get closer to your creator or your God or Jesus or whatever you are religious towards and anything like that. So just another avenue to be like, damn, that's a new picture, a new light that is offered to you just because you chose to create. But let's say you're more of a practical person. let's talk about that. Reason 3 is detail-oriented mindset. I'm a detail-oriented mindset person, which didn't really make too sense, but you get the concept. But many people who start creating are creators, whatever you're an artist, digital artist, whatever, I could run on about different fields and different categories, as always, as throughout this whole video I've been saying over and over again, because I can't stress it enough. But people who are more detail oriented tend to be better off in many different categories. Now, obviously, there's always pros and cons to each mindset and category and philosophy or whatever you believe in, but I guarantee you this will happen naturally. You'll start talking. Whoa, that's not what I meant. You'll start creating, you'll start creating, and you'll eventually just develop this mindset on its own. Detail oriented. People who create tend to have more of a keen set for detail. For example, you start perfecting the small aspects of certain projects and certain things. And this just leads to better projects, better conversations, better everything. And just honestly, character. Like, I always get conversations to people I know and people who have a relatively idea who I am, especially my employees. They always talk about, they're not just trying to hype me up like, oh, I'm going to get a raise or a promotion. Nah, they actually are very genuine when they're talking to me. They're like, because I have a very, I treat my videos, the way I treat my videos is how I treat my employees in a way. Obviously, it's a more professional tone and less slang vocabulary, but at the end of the day, it's very similar. So, they always talk about how I'm always perfecting the small aspects and noticing problems in the world, which is nothing to be mad about, honestly. I think it's a good thing. Most people see it as a pro, so that's just not a perk when it comes to other skills like networking. So now you have a unique detail to your own character that most people in my experiences, are interested in. They notice those type of things. They're like, oh wow, you have a keen sense for detail. Wow, that's pretty cool. Whatever. And whenever you try to rizz up a girl or something like that, you notice the small details and like her hairstyle is different or whatever. Now that's a new type of game, But let's get back to a more logical and systematic approach to creating your life. People who are more detail oriented tend to make less mistakes, because they're able to catch details, smaller details, bigger details, and obviously able to incorporate them in a way where a less detail-oriented person or a person who did not create in their life wouldn't be able to do. Like I said, it adds unique detail to your works and projects and conversations and more. Whatever you're trying to rizz up a girl, whatever you're trying to complete a project for your business, whatever you have to do a presentation on a Monday at college, whatever you have to convince somebody on a cold call or anything like that, or a sell or anything like that. It gives you a unique detail that you can add to your character or anything else when it comes to certain things. And that's all I have for the Google Doc. But we could talk about a few other things that I do like to bring up. Another thing is goals. I brought this up in the beginning. This is in my intro. But goals are the best way to know if you're doing the right thing. Now, there's a difference between a bad creating and good creating. That's just what I'll call it. Bad creating and good creating. Good creating is when you're reaching your goals or whatever. If you're passionate about it and it's like a hobby, then that's fine. But if you want something that's more systematical and something that's more logical, apply goals to whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating. If you're not reaching those goals in that time frame and not giving yourself second chances, third chances, or whatever, and giving yourself a decent timeline and decent growth development, because sometimes you won't reach it in your timeline, sometimes you got to give yourself more time and whatever, and all those things. But if you're not reaching your goals, that's bad creating. Now, in my opinion, it's bad creating. All this section right here is my opinion, just to give you from my own experiences, but that's bad creating in a more logical sense. I feel like that's just a waste of your time. You should probably move on, find something new and find something different, and you honestly will understand certain things from failure, because you're embracing failure. And honestly, when you switch that bad creating to good creating, for example, let's say, for example, I wanted to run like a social media agency, and I just really couldn't create something to help my clients or whatever, and then I switched to a clothing brand. Obviously, I'm a successful clothing brand owner now, but I switched to a clothing brand. I wouldn't be starting from level 1. I'll be starting from like level 10, level 20, because I already have a core idea from my first project, my first adventure. And that's what it is, honestly, just embracing adventure. Don't be stuck on one thing. Like, if it doesn't work after all your goals and you gave yourself a decent timeline, don't be scared to switch it up, And don't be scared to multitask, honestly. If you can handle it, do multiple projects, multiple hobbies, multiple criteria of your life where you're creating. Don't be scared to do those things and embrace those things, honestly. It really would open your eyes up into a new avenue of life, a new category where you're just debating about certain things and you're like, damn, this is fun. This is a game. This is a new aspect of life. I always hear this about people when they start creating their life, whether it's something small or something big. They usually say it's like its own dopamine hit. It's just like boom, 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 boom. And it's just like, once you hit those goals, those new levels, the new aspects and everything like that, it's just like a drug. It's honestly like its own drug. Obviously a good type of drug though. But let's also talk about certain other small concepts, like obviously byproducts of certain things. Money is a good byproduct of creating stuff. Attention, social media platforms, and relationships, network connections, all byproducts of creating your life. So if that's not enough to convince you, then that should be, because those are practical and those are also philosophical. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is a very different video from honestly anything I created. I created similar videos to this in the past, maybe one or two, but this is a more mindset, more conversation based video. And I hope you guys like the new video style too. I'm planning to incorporate them if you guys like it. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye bye.